During his run for the White House, Barack Obama held one of his biggest campaign events in Berlin.
America has no better partner than Europe.
He spoke of a new era in transatlantic ties.
Yes, there have been differences between America and Europe. No doubt there will be differences in the future. But the burdens of global citizenship continue to bind us together.
On this trip, Europeans will be watching to see if Mr. Obama can turn his words into action. Reginald Dale analyzes U.S.-European relations at the Center for Strategic and International Studies in Washington.
This is the first occasion for President Obama actually to show world leadership in practice rather than just talking about it.
The London Financial Summit with the world's 20 largest economies will be Mr. Obama's first opportunity. Dale says the economic crisis is paramount.
What is everyone looking to the United States for leadership? It's the economic crisis. This is affecting everyone.
President Obama is extremely popular among Europeans, unlike his predecessor, George W. Bush. Mr. Obama could use that political capital, according to John K. Glenn, Foreign Policy Director for the German Marshall Fund of the United States.
It was relatively easy, you might say, for European leaders to say no to George Bush. It's going to be much harder for them to say no to Barack Obama.
Support for the war effort in Afghanistan will top the president's agenda at the NATO summit. This is where European support for Barack Obama and their distaste for war could collide. Stephen Pfeiffer of the Brookings Institution says the Obama administration may well take European sensitivities into account in drafting a proposal for the NATO summit.
To the extent that President Obama goes and says, here's a plan, we've tried to factor in your concerns, and then he talks but also listens at the summit, I think the chances increase of coming out of that summit with an approach that has more buy-in by allied leaders.
Vice President Joe Biden and Secretary of State Hillary Clinton have already gone to Europe. The approach of the new administration, says John Glenn, is to talk and to listen.
And this in some ways is balm on the ears of Europeans.
British Prime Minister Gordon Brown is the only European leader to hold formal talks with President Obama since he took office. Later, he told Congress that transatlantic ties are strong.
There is no old Europe, no new Europe. There is only your friend, Europe.
The Bush administration drew a distinction between the old allies to the west and the new democracies to the east, where its policies were more popular. President Obama is expected to reach out to leaders across the continent. He will travel to the Czech Republic after the NATO summit. Turkey will be his last stop, and there is speculation he might deliver his long-awaited speech to the Muslim world from Istanbul. Paula Wolfson, VOA News, the White House.